I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, class, so what we're going to focus on this week is landforms, Earth's land features. So we're going to talk quite a bit about this for the rest of the week. Today I'm just going to kind of introduce you to landforms so you get an idea of what we'll really be focusing on for the rest of the week. And I'll go ahead and tell you what our learning goal is so you have an idea of what I want you to know. Our learning goal is I will learn Earth's land features and human physical characteristics, as well as their definitions, so I can compare their differences. I know I can understand this when I can properly label land features, describe their properties, and determine their characteristics. So we're not going to do all that today, but I just wanted to kind of let you know an overview of what the goal is for this. So to get started, I just want to ask a few questions. Does anyone know what a landform is? Does anyone have any guesses of what they think a landform is? Ariel?
Does it have to do with land?
It does. Land is actually involved quite a bit, but what most people don't know is like rivers, oceans, lakes, they're also part of Earth's land features. So some people get that confused and think that if it's not, a mountain or something, then it's not one of Earth's land features, but that is wrong. So some of Earth's land features are mountains, volcanoes, the plains, valleys, canyons, an island. So all of these are part of the Earth's features that make it Earth. If we live in North Carolina, can anyone tell me from what I just told you, what land feature that we probably live closest to? North Carolina has a lot of them in our state.
Mountain.
But being kind of far away from the coast, can anyone tell me what we're near?
Mountains.
Yes, that is right. So a lot of us live near the mountains or in the valleys. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to present to you, this is my PowerPoint slide edition by me. So our first one we're going to talk about is a plane. So you can see what I have here is a plane in a picture. I know it looks pretty boring, and it actually kind of is, because when you look at a plane, it's basically just a flat piece of land. So it's just open. There's not really any trees, not really any hills. It's just completely flat. And the definition for that is a wide, flat land. So you can see that there. There's not much going on here. Okay. For our next one, the mountains. So the mountains is the highest landform. Mountains often have steep sides and pointed tops. So you can see you have a picture here. The grass kind of grows up and then a little bit of snow on top. So the mountains are tall, pointy. We have lots around us where we live. The next one we're going to talk about is the valley. Valley is an area of low land between hills or mountains. So here we have our mountains like we just looked at. And then here, where it kind of goes in, is a valley. So there's actually quite a few of us that live in the valley as well. We kind of live at the base of the mountain. Our next one is the ocean. The ocean is a very large bodies of salt water that cover nearly 3/4 of the Earth's surface. So basically 75% of the Earth is covered with the ocean. There are different oceans. We'll talk about that a little later. But the ocean is very large, and you can see here just the water for the ocean. Our next one is an island. An island is a body of land entirely surrounded by water. So an island is a piece of land here, and then there's water all around it. It's not connected to any land whatsoever. The next one is a canyon. A canyon is a deep, narrow valley with steep, rough sides carved by a river. So here's our canyon. You can see it's pretty tall on both sides. But here in the middle, it's got quite a large cutout due to the river that has ran through and pushed the land up on each side. So it's similar to a valley, except for it goes much, much deeper. There's a much bigger gap here in between the land. And our last one is a volcano. A volcano is an opening in the earth through which lava, smoke, and gases come out. So you've probably seen volcanoes in a movie or a show or something. We don't have those anywhere around here, but they are just what the definition says. They have lava that comes out and gases and can be actually pretty dangerous. So that is our 7 words that we're going to focus on. Does anyone have any questions about that, about the definitions or anything? Is everyone good? Okay. So for our next part, we're going to kind of do this together. So I've given you 3 sheets of paper. You have your markers, your scissors, and your glue stick. And what you're going to do first is I need everyone to get a sheet of paper. And at the very bottom, you're going to cut about 1 inch or 2 inches, just somewhere around there, about this much here, from here down. And you're going to kind of make it wavy. It's going to look like the ocean waves. So basically you want it to look like this, your sheet of paper. Okay? And once you cut this out, I want you to color it blue to represent the ocean. And then you're going to write ocean here. And then you're going to draw an island on part of it, because we know islands are in the middle of the ocean. So they are completely surrounded by water. So we have 2 of our landforms on this sheet, an ocean and an island. Okay? Once you've done that, I want you to get your sheet of paper back. And you're going to cut more off. This time you're going to cut a little bit more, probably about from here down, about 3 inches or so. And it should look like this. And this is going to represent the plains. So remember from our little slideshow earlier, the plains are just basically a flat piece of land. There's not much going on. And if you need help with any of this, just raise your hand. I'll be happy to come over and help you with your spelling or coloring if you need it. Okay, for our third piece, it's supposed to look like this. So you can continue on that same sheet, or you can get another sheet if you need it, and cut it in the shape to where it'll be a mountain, mountains on each side, and with a small dip kind of in the middle. So we can see that this is going to represent our mountains.
Katie, you froze.
Okay, so the canyon again, tall land on each side with a large gap here in the middle, which is caused by a river, remember, if you remember looking at our slides. And then the last one we're going to do for your chart is a volcano. So you'll kind of use a bigger piece of paper, but just the volcano part at the top. So make sure and make it nice, tall, pointy, red for the lava. And what you're going to do with this, once you're finished with coloring and labeling, it's all going to go together. So once you're finished with it, we're going to label them or put them in order as we did them. So it should look something like this. So remember, this was our first sheet, our second sheet, our third sheet, fourth sheet, and fifth sheet. And now what I want you to do is to get your glue stick and start with the largest piece first and go down next to the one right before that, which is the canyon. And what I want you to do is to just glue the top part of the piece of paper to the volcano, leaving the bottom kind of like a flap. Because what you're going to do is you're going to write a definition on the back part of this. So everybody go ahead and get your glue stick and just glue the top part of the canyon to the volcano. So it'll look like this. And looking back at our slide, remember the definition of a canyon was a deep, narrow valley with steep, rough sides carved by a river. So everyone, I'm going to hold this up, everyone get a pen or a pencil, and I want you to write that on this flap right here, the definition. So go ahead and do that. Okay, and then we'll also need to write the definition for the volcano. Since we already have it up here, you're going to write that on the very, very back. So you can kind of just flip the whole book up and write the volcano definition, which is an opening in the earth through which lava, smoke, and gases come out. So if everyone will go ahead and write that on the back. Okay, so on the very back you should have an opening in earth through which lava, smoke, and gases come out. On the canyon portion, when you flip it up, you should have a deep, narrow valley with steep, rough sides carved by a river. Okay, the next one is going to be your mountain valley picture. And again, you're just going to take your glue stick and glue the top portion to that. So this is what it'll look like when you've added this page. And you're going to flip this part up. And you're going to write the definition for a mountain, which is the highest landform. Mountains often have steep sides and pointed tops. So you can kind of shorten that up if you want to. You can just put highest landform, steep sides, pointed tops. So go ahead and write that here. And then you'll also need to write the definition for the valley, which is an area of low land between hills and mountains. So you can just put area of low land between mountains. And again, write that on this flap here. Okay. Our next piece is the plains. You'll go ahead and get your glue stick and glue just the top part to your mountain valley portion. So now your chart should look like this. We're going to flip up the plains tab, little picture here, and you're going to write plain, wide, flat land. That one's pretty easy. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to add your last little flap, which is the ocean and island. So again, I know this one's smaller, but just trying to glue just the top part. And on that flap, when you lift it up, you're going to write the definition for an ocean, which is a very large bodies of salt water that covers 3/4 of the Earth's surface. And then you're also going to want to write your island definition, body of land entirely surrounded by water. So again, this is what your final product will look like. And you're going to write those two definitions here on this last little flap. So once everything's complete, this is what it should look like. And when you flip up each landform, you'll have its definition on the back. I want everyone to keep up with this and study this throughout the week because we're going to test on it at the end. So it's important that you look at this throughout the week. Okay. And for our last little part, just to kind of test your knowledge, we're going to do a little worksheet. So remember, I've given you this worksheet already. The landforms worksheet's what we're going to do. So if you go ahead and get that out, and you can go ahead and start working on it. And when it's done, I want you to turn that in to me, and please do this independently. Don't get any help on it. I want to see how much you know. Okay, so we're done with the worksheet. So that completes our lesson for today. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Like I said, we have a lot of fun activities about landforms for this week. Tomorrow we're actually going to create a volcano of our own and learn more about it and see how it works. Okay, thank you.